Welcome to the Real Estate Majlis podcast, where we dive into the latest real estate insights and trends. Whether you are a seasoned investor or a first-time buyer, our podcast is here to provide valuable information and expert advice. This episode is powered by Beirut, the UAE's leading property platform and proud member of the Dubizo Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or renting, Beirut connects you with real estate solutions tailored to your needs using innovative tools like TrueCheck, TrueEstimate, TrueBroker, and Beirut GPT. From finding your next home to advertising your listings with confidence, Beirut offers real photos, real prices, and real properties, helping you make informed decisions in the market.
Welcome to Real Estate Majlis. Today we have a very special guest.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited.
Dr. Mohanad Alwadiya, the CEO of Dubai Harbour Real Estate. Or I shouldn't say Dubai because it's in so many countries. So Harbour Real Estate, right?
Yes.
The wolf of real estate. He has given so much to the industry.
Yes.
And we've been trying to get him for 2 years in a row. And finally we got Mohanad.
2 years to come to the podcast. Said, no. But we made it.
We'll make it worthwhile.
So Mohanad,
Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. By the way, I've been so eager to come on the show and I've been watching all the episodes. Well done. This is amazing because I am a big believer of sharing knowledge in a candid way, and you've achieved that in every episode. So I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, and that's the purpose. So let's dive in. You obviously did not call the wolf of real estate for no reason. So when you think about the market today, what are still the misconceptions you think people have about the UAE real estate market?
Some brokers come into the market thinking it's a very easy market, quick, easy money.
Yep.
And then they get the reality shock, after they dive into it. Some investors also get lured in by the great reputation and all the great initiatives and achievements of the UAE. But like any market, there are traffic lights that people should not cross. And because they're not aware, sometimes they cross them and they get in trouble. But overall, I think there is a fierce competition worldwide to attract foreign direct investment. And there are a lot of rumors that we always hear about, and we laugh about them because we live here. But I would say from a real estate point of view, these are the two main issues. I just wrote a report recently about answering all the claims about the correction that's going to happen in the last quarter.
Since the beginning of the year, right? We keep hearing that.
Actually, since we're talking about wolves, I titled the report "The Boy Who Cried Wolf."
Yes.
Because the same group that issued that report, and I can share with you a copy with the viewers, issued the similar report in 2021, saying that there will be a correction by the end of 2021. In 2022, another group said the same, 2023 and 2024. And it's obvious that it's just a boy crying wolf. Yeah. And that's what I actually tackled in the report. But from a fact-based point of view, I highlighted all the facts, all the factors that could lead to a correction in any real estate market, not just in Dubai.
Sure.
And I proved with facts that this is another misconception about the market.
Now that's amazing.
A lot of people talk about real estate bubble. I remember His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid in 2008 when the global financial crisis happened, and a lot of people said Dubai went out of business.
Yeah, it's finished.
Dubai is emptying out. The bubble is bursting. His Highness was saying at that time, for us, this is a challenge. It's not a crisis. And we love challenges, and we will prove people wrong. So as someone who's been in real estate for a long time, and you've seen two corrections maybe, what makes Dubai today different from Dubai of 2008?
I can even tell you 1998 when I started. I always say, just following on what you were saying, Dr. Mahmoud, they always say, the real mettle of people during crisis times. We have a very popular saying in Arabic. I always say also, the real mettle of cities and countries and institutions during crisis times. And the UAE is different because in every single crisis, if you think about it, managed to find the opportunity at the heart of this crisis. During the 2008 infamous economic crisis, which was ranked as the second worst financial crisis in the history of humanity, Dubai managed to deliver Dubai Metro and the tallest tower in the world. That speaks volumes of what this country is capable of doing. During COVID, we've all witnessed how the UAE handled again, it was labeled as a black swan in economics. And they managed to actually open their doors, assure everybody. I remember His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed when he said, the translation is, don't worry, something like that, don't worry, la tshilun ham. Everybody was in peace. The whole world was witnessing financial, economical, environmental, and health crises. The UAE was able to find opportunities and bring a lot of people. They issued the golden visa during that time. So they managed to attract the whole world to a safe environment. Not just talking about capital, people always look for safe havens for their money, but also for their families or for their businesses, for their growth. And this is what we're witnessing right now. They managed to deliver during COVID as well, the largest show that the world witnessed, Expo 2020. And they managed to deliver against all odds the numbers, the 25 million people. And I remember I used to go on my radio show or on TV and tell people, imagine if only 5 or 10% of the 25 million will fall in love with the UAE and think it's a safe place to stay in. Imagine the growth that we will witness. We're witnessing it right now, So what makes it different is, I think, their ability to identify opportunities at the heart of crisis and their ability to adapt and adopt. So I always say survival is not for the fittest. Survival is the most innovative and the most adaptive during crisis times. And this is what the UAE is all about.
A lot of people are watching us.
Yes.
And we always promise them a great content based on numbers and facts and good advices. A lot of people say, is it still good to invest, and invest where and what kind of asset? A lot of people recently started to talk about commercial as opposed to residential, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Iraq. So there's so many options. So to put this in facts and, let's say, as an expert in real estate, what do you tell people who are investing or investing lightly or maybe holding an investment? What should be the right strategy at this point of time?
I always, by the way, not just at this time, I always advise people to invest in income-producing assets because 92% of the world's population, including the people watching us, depend on a single source of income. They're either employees, business owners, or they're professionals, so they're like lawyers or doctors that have their own clinics or offices, or they're dependent on their parents or spouses. And that's a very dangerous position to be in. And we've learned through all the crises that we've witnessed, if you lose your job, if AI takes over your profession, if you're diagnosed with a critical illness or, God forbid, you pass away, or the people that you depend on pass away, you're in deep, deep yogurt. So the solution is to invest in income-producing assets. And real estate, for me, is the shake of investment. It's the best asset class that it's a gift from God, honestly. And I've seen it over, I'm not talking about just my generation. I come from a 4 generation of real estate in my family. It's great, Dr. Mahmoud, and you know this, you're a big believer of it. It grows over the long term in terms of value, and it generates income, which is key. Look at what's happening with gold. Why is gold has been going up for the last few years? Because of the turbulence around the world. All these crises that I mentioned, different crises happening at the same time, financial, economical, environmental, and health, have been contributing to the growth of gold. But gold doesn't give you cash flow. So it's not as great as real estate. So the answer is, I always tell people, definitely invest in real estate. Having said that, and some people might not like what I'm going to say right now, I don't always advise people to buy a home to live in. There's a difference. So buying your dream family home is not always right. But investing in income-producing assets like real estate is always advisable at any point of time.
Still a tenant.
That's why until now, although I own a huge portfolio of real estate, right now I decided to be a tenant. Right now, because the market dictated on me that I sell my home and invested into, I'm doing development now, and it's generating the greatest returns. I'm blessed that I have built a very big, diverse income-producing portfolio. But it's not always advisable to own your own home.
Interesting.
The choice becomes then, after we answer that question, that you have to always invest, then the choice becomes your second question. Where and when and in which asset class you have to invest in. These are very critical questions. The talk about commercial offices, I'm sure you know we've had this discussion. I've been talking about offices since 2011, telling people invest in offices. Honestly, because after the infamous economic crisis of 2008, the production of offices stopped. Literally, if you think about all the projects, and everybody watching us right now, they can think about it. Not a single developer focused on producing commercial assets, maybe retail, but not offices.
Yeah, tell me about it. And they retain retail most of the time. They don't sell it.
They don't sell. Now everybody woke up about it. It's been an opportunity for a long time, but it takes somebody who's been in the market long enough and somebody who looks at it from a, as you mentioned, Dr. Mahmoud, from a numbers point of view, demand and supply, to understand that there is a shortage in offices. And now we're witnessing it because of so many variables. The growth that's happening is contributing to all sectors, but people just realize that we don't have enough offices. That's the reason. So yes, it's a good asset class to invest in. But again, I don't want to sound like I'm mentioning the cliche. Diversification is key, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket, meaning don't put it all in one asset class. So this is one of the discussions I have with people who knock my door and ask me for my advice.
We were talking earlier about your brokerage, very successful. And one of the things it called my attention, I didn't know this data, but it was the fact that you've been holding the gold standard from the real estate regulatory agents in terms of quality of service, number of transactions, so you're obviously on the top, which it speaks volume in a market where it's very transaction and customer experience is not so much.
I know this is a very dear topic to you.
Very dear topic, I know, and I'm getting boring now talking about customer experience. But because, and I'll tell you why because we start filming, and I was going to say, I put a property in the market, 2 properties in the market recently, and one is in litigation right now. And the other one, the agent upset me. I called Mahmoud and said, Mahmoud, he put a board in my house without getting my permission. and the level of service is so low. And when I actually confronted the agent said, what's the problem? I said, the problem is that you didn't ask, So I don't want to go there because it's my own story. But it obviously shows that people are so focused on the numbers and transactions, and they don't care about the individual. So, from your point of view, what are the what warnings or what information would you give to a buyer or seller entering the market for the first time? Trying to navigate a market that is so focused on the transaction.
First of all, just to echo what you're saying, I read in a study recently that 71% of the people who dealt with brokers in Dubai are extremely dissatisfied.
I'm not with them. Haven't you too?
So it's not.
So you must be on.
It's not about. It's not just about customer satisfaction or service. I think the issue that most brokers don't understand is that they're service providers. They don't own the properties. They don't have the money. They're not the buyers. They are the service providers. So it's at the core of their existence is to offer, I would say, just customer satisfaction is the given. I've seen one of your videos talking about this.
It's not even
they need to get into delighting customers. And if they're really good, they can get into advocacy, which is the ultimate. If you ask any experienced veteran real estate professional, they'll tell you that the best source of leads, quality leads that they get is through referrals. And that's advocacy, which I feel that a lot of people don't understand here in this market.
No.
Now, let me answer your question. My advice then to property buyers or owners in general is they need to look for the right strategic partner to help them. And let me describe that person. That person should have both the academic foundation and the practical experience, relevant experience. Even the academic background should be relevant to the market even. And because the number, and God bless the UAE, it's such a fruitful ground. Growth is so fast here. So we've seen the numbers of brokers increase from, Dr. Mahmoud, I think less than 4,000 before COVID, up to now 31,000. And this is what's happening right now is part of this fast growth. It's expected. I've seen it, by the way, before 2008, before RERA was established in 2007. I've seen it even before Freehold was established. I'm seeing it right now in other markets. I was in Saudi, I was in Qatar. I've seen it. I've seen the issues that happen, but we were blessed that we've been through it and we know that it will be fixed over time. So my advice to them is choose correctly. And second, honesty, and we were talking about this a little bit, if you don't need a broker, you don't have to sign up with one. Try to educate yourself. Developers now have excellent sales teams. You can go and
buy from a developer directly. Yeah.
You can go directly today and get the answers. You can use AI to do the analysis for you. What you require right now in this marketplace is a consultant. Somebody to consult, not somebody to wear running shoes and just deliver papers between developer and you.
They don't need you to show them the kitchen. They know what a kitchen looks like.
Exactly.
Show them the food.
So they just need somebody who can help them when they have a tough question. Let me just elaborate a little bit. What's the difference between a broker, a typical broker, and a consultant? Brokers, as I mentioned, they might not have the academic background or the relevant experience. They don't actually put an extra effort to understand the client's needs and wants and fears, by the way. I believe people buy because of fears sometimes.
It's about resolving people's problem,
Yes.
right? It's not about the property.
So they need to have this aspect in terms of their service approach. And they don't have the long-term outlook. So most of them, they think after I sell you, I get my commission, don't call me, it's not my job.
No,
and this is a big mistake in our industry. On the other hand, the consultants, they're people who would actually answer the tough questions. Should I buy a ready property or off plan? Depending on my situation, what's better for me?
Yeah.
After you heard what I told you, my story, should I invest in an apartment or a villa or a townhouse or an office?
They're prepared with
Right?
information, right?
They need to give you, depending on your situation, the right answer, which has to be fact-based. It has to be a fact-based recommendation. That's what makes a difference. They also work with you long-term. I always, I heard the other day somebody telling me this, and Dr. Mahmoud, I've been working with institutional investors who are the harder, by the way, caliber of investors. They're more demanding. I've been working with them for almost 2 decades now. And some of them, the other day I was sitting in one of the board meetings and they said, you're like the family doctor. In some regions, they have like a family doctor that generations go through, the same doctor. They started calling me that. And it gave me so much pleasure because, yes, I have helped them buy, managed for them for a long term, then exited at the right time, reinvested the money maybe in a land. We built it for them, rented it for them for many years, and then sold at the same time. It's forever. But if you do one mistake, you are jeopardizing that relationship.
Sure.
If greed takes over your reasoning, then you are jeopardizing your relationship with them. That's the formula. And I think this is my advice to anybody who's watching it. There is no rocket science of how to choose who to work with. Just follow the fundamentals, but invest in yourself first before investing in the property. We are in the era of AI and technology. Just invest in developing your knowledge and answering the questions that you have, and then consult with an expert.
So you think what separates a top agent to an average is always going to be the consistency part on the knowledge? What would be that point?
Yes, the knowledge, the experience, the longevity, the long-term outlook,
and
always making sure that they offer normal customer service. It has to be exceptional, simply because the UAE is exceptional, simply because people expect that from us, simply because of the mere fact that we have so much competition. So if you want to stand out, you have to offer that. Another advice for both, by the way, for the brokers and for the buyers, specialization. Today, if my teeth
100%.
are hurting me, I'll go to a dentist.
Yes.
I'm not going to go to a general doctor, right?
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to succeed in this field, become experts. I know it might sound limiting, and I've heard this a lot of the Emirati brokers or the people I've licensed over decades. They always tell me, but what if a client calls me asking about this? Refer them to someone else. It's all right. They'll refer back to you, the client that's looking for your specialty.
No, the broker in the morning is doing a lease, in the afternoon off-plan sale, at night he's running around the city, secondary.
I always say, if you try to specialize in everything, you're not going to sell anything.
No, 100%.
If you specialize, and this is from my personal experience, I remember in my almost 26 years now in this industry, I remember around 4.5 or 5 years of my life, I worked on one project.
Yes.
One project, 6 towers. I've worked on them for almost 5 years of my life. And I became the expert in it. Until now, people call me and ask my opinion about it. So
I believe you.
You just need to specialize.
I bought in the same
And did you?
project.
I made him buy a lot of projects.
Oh, the first buyer.
I was blessed. He was on my TV show as well. God bless him.
It was my first real estate investment.
I'm sure you bought from the right person.
Yeah, definitely. Mohanad, Doctor, mashallah, you've been doing a lot of great social media stuff. Do you think social media, and I've been with you since you started your social media presence with hundreds of followers, and now you're talking about millions.
Alhamdulillah.
What's your advice for brokers and real estate professionals in general in terms of social media presence? And what are the things to avoid in their social media?
Very good question. I actually conduct courses about this, and I always tell them you don't need to attend the courses. When they pay and come to these courses, I tell them today will be a waste of your time and money. But let me tell you why. The media consumption habits have changed.
Absolutely.
I remember I used to write articles. That's how I started. And I got
Yes.
a lot of clients from writing columns, articles. People used to think, what are you doing? You're not a journalist. Why are you doing this? And it was about sharing the knowledge. And then we moved into TV, if you remember, moved into TV for almost 13 years, radio in parallel. Then social media slowly started coming into the picture. But then people have become more mature. I'm talking about the people who consume social media. So, and this is where the problem is happening now. A lot of people, I remember around maybe 7-8 years ago, there were no social media real estate influencers. Zero. I was the first licensed influencer in real estate by the National Media Council. And I remember when Snapchat, TikTok, even Facebook, Instagram, they were all shocked that there's a real estate guy talking about real estate and social media. That's when I got my accounts licensed. Now we have abundance of them. The mistake that they're all doing, Dr. Mahmoud, is that they're all getting into it with the mentality of commercializing things. So, and I always say, if you want to succeed in our field, don't sell. I don't sell, by the way. Today, yes, I am, as an individual consultant, I'm the number one in Dubai Rest app, but I don't sell. I always say I help people. Even in my show, I always start by saying, how can I help you? And I truly believe that. This is my philosophy. It's about helping others realize their dreams, whether it's a dream home, whether it's an investment property, whether it's a business they want to start and they need an office or a shop. So I'm in the business of helping people realize their dreams. Everybody else is thinking, no, I want to sell. Let me give you an example to just make my point on this. Do you know the feeling when you go to a shopping mall and you see these small kiosks that sell perfume or even real estate?
Yep.
You go in and they immediately start jumping on you.
Yes.
I usually try to make myself busy, pretend I'm busy and walk off, right? Because they just want to sell you. Nobody
Very
likes this
pushy,
feeling, right? Nobody. I'm sure whoever is watching, it's like when you go to a shop to try to buy anything and the sales consultant comes to you and says, how can I help you? We have an offer here. Nobody likes that, right? Nobody likes to be sold. Yet, if you open your social media, and most people open their social media because they want to take a break from life. They want to browse a little bit and have fun. You know, maybe they're searching for some information, but nobody wants to be sold on social media, right? Yet, 90% of the content I see is heavily commercial and salesy. So let me tell you an example of how I turned this around. I remember one of the top videos that put me on the map, that went viral, was titled 10 mistakes that will make you lose in real estate. And I remember I was actually in an airport. I opened my mobile and I said, you know what? I'm like you, sick and tired of people telling me come and buy and real estate is great. But real estate, like any investment, has issues, right? These are the 10 mistakes that could make you lose in real estate. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to avoid it. I finished. It was like a minute and a half. Guess what happened? 8 million views, thousands of messages, thousands, not hundreds. And most of the people were agreeing, yes, I lost the real estate because of number 3. Yes, you're right. I rushed into this. You're right, number 6. And then I started getting a different caliber of comments and messages. Can you help me? I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'll tell you a true story. Today I was in the Friday prayer in a mosque. I went a little bit early to read a bit of Quran. So I was sitting there and then 2 gentlemen rushed to me. I was sitting next to the wall. They came from the other side of the mosque. They sat next to me and they said, you're the wolf, right? I said, yes. He said, I've been in the UAE for 30 years and I've been renting all my life. I saw one of the videos when you said, even if I stayed in renting, I have to invest. Please, can you help me? I'm great at what I do, but I'm worried that I will lose in real estate. I was like, listen, I will help you, not sell you. I will help you. And even if you don't buy from me, even if you go directly to any developer, and I hope he's watching, the gentleman and his friend, I said, go to any developer and then call me. I'll just give you feedback. It's okay. I'm not after selling you. I just want to genuinely help you achieve this dream, a life dream. He was so grateful. He's like, bless you, bless you. I felt so blessed today because of this. I swear, true story that happened today. And I get this every day on my social media. That's the difference. That's what most of the people I see, Dr. Mahmoud, right now, they don't understand. Most people, by the way, they go into social media for the wrong reasons because they want the fame or they want to make money out of it.
Ego.
Or sometimes ego.
Yeah.
By the way, if you ask me personally, I have a love-hate relationship with social media.
Yeah.
I hate it so much, but I love it. I went into it purely, and the close network, my friends, my family, they know I don't like it. I only did it because I'm a business owner and I wanted to move with the trend. As I mentioned earlier, the media usage habits have changed. So I had to move with it. That's the only reason, by the way. I don't enjoy it. I don't even like to spend time on it, but I have to do it. But this is the reality, my story with social media. But even when I'm on it, I try as much as I can not to be salesy. I want to make sure that I offer value.
Yes.
And that's the key mistake that everybody else is not understanding in the social media scene of real estate. Even in other industries, by the way, I've seen it.
And the more you give, the more you're going to take anyway. And I think that's where people miss the balance,
True.
Every content you put in there, educating, you're giving advice without asking for anything. I think naturally people are going to rotate towards you.
It's like, I'm sure you feel it when you teach. People wonder, why are you teaching and sharing with us? And people are always so grateful when you teach them something.
And that's the point, exactly. A lot of people, when we start the conversation, because, I'm sure you've been through the course as well. And part of it is talking to brokers about social media. And I said, the first question I have is, did you come here? Why? Oh, because I saw your video. So it starts from people noticing you online, then you create credibility, and that credibility by default gives you the ability to then ask for the business at some point. Yeah. But you have to first create value, as you said.
Or even better, if they can be asked.
Absolutely.
To do not ask for the business. I usually say in marketing, there's the pull and push marketing.
Yes.
I believe in the pull approach.
Yeah, and that's the
let
arbitrage.
People be pulled to you, not you pushing yourself to them. That's my approach.
And this is where brokers are still sitting on the idea of having to cold call to get business, when in reality is you have a phone that is free, that can go viral. And 300 views can give you 2 leads.
Since you mentioned this, I just want to take the opportunity to send a message out to every broker that's watching, locally or internationally. Cold calling is an old, useless, ineffective, unprofessional approach.
100%.
No, I've never seen anybody, I've never in my 26 years managed to close a deal from cold calling. I don't believe in it. By the way, I hope the UAE would issue a stronger penalty against it, but not just the people who are doing the cold calling, but also the people who are selling the databases. This is a very big debate, by the way, discussion, because I'm stopped even advising people. I used to be nice and tell them, by the way, this is useless, don't do it, or this is unprofessional. Now I just block them personally. And the people who sell the database, I block them and report them.
I sent you Mahmoud the screenshot.
I'm looking at him, so maybe you can do something about it. But honestly, from a practical point of view, it's a very old method.
No.
It's like going and knocking people's doors to sell them, I don't know, encyclopedias or vacuum cleaners. This is a very old approach. And I'm surprised, that I see some people going on social media and teaching people how to do cold calling.
Without being caught.
Still, I'm like, what?
What are the new tools then?
One of them you just mentioned, the pull effect of social media, credibility, networking. One of the most old-fashioned but still very effective is networking. Dr. Mahmoud, when I go to in Ramadan, it's approaching very soon. When I'm invited to the Majlis, Majalis, I go to them. And you often, and you've seen it, we've met a couple of times when they ask me to come and speak about real estate or a certain topic, or even when I'm sitting there, because people know I'm a specialist, right? I talk about it, and then everybody is interested in real estate. Yeah. All of us here, and even behind the scenes, we all live in homes. We aspire to have our own business, so we need an office or a studio or a shop, right? So everybody aspires or needs. It's one of the necessities, right? So very often people ask me questions. So that's one of them. The other approach, and I can tell you this has been very effective with me, I feel now people are not as, they don't consume reading material as they used to. But when I used to write articles, publish books, I used to get a lot of leads, very quality leads. Most of the institutional clients I got were from reports that I published or articles that I issued. One of them has been with us now, and you know them, Dr. Mahmoud, for over now almost 20 years. I swear to God, it was from an article that I wrote, one column.
Yep.
And I remember one of the investment executives in that organization, one of the top investment companies in the Gulf, called me. I said, very interesting article. I was wondering if we can have a coffee with you. They approached me. I didn't knock their door. And this is how it works. People need to understand how to build their credibility,
reputation,
their brand through specialization and through consistency. It's like anything in life, by the way. When people want to lose weight, when they want to work on their relationships, when they want to have a good relationship with God, they have to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Consistency for me is a no-brainer. But still people come and they say, can I find a shortcut? We are in the era of shortcuts.
Absolutely.
People are impatient. So losing weight, let's take injections. Instead of going to the gym and eating healthy consistently, they want to do the shortcut. The same thing now is happening with real estate. I want to find a shortcut. Get me a database. I'll call and bombard people and misrepresent this beautiful country. They just bombard people and harass them, and they think that's the shortcut. I'm going to get clients. And they don't. I want somebody to come and tell me, no, you're wrong. I've been closing a lot of these from cold calling. You know what? The numbers are there. Check what's your ranking on the Dubai Rest app versus mine. And I've never in my entire life did a single cold call.
Music to my ears. I wish that we could continue because there's so many more questions, but unfortunately, well, time is over.
Yeah.
But Mohanad, thank you so much for
Most
being
welcome.
with
Thank you
us.
for having
It was
me.
such a great opportunity. I resonate with everything you said, and you are obviously part of the leadership of this country, and setting the pace and the trends as well for what's best practice in real estate. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohanad. If there is one final advice to real estate investors.
I always tell them, don't let time pass by. Procrastination is one of the most dangerous things for any person who wants to succeed in life.
Yes.
Take the opportunity. I've seen it, and I'm sure you've heard that so many people say, I wish I
wish,
bought 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I wish I bought last year.
That's another video for you.
Right?
That's a new content.
I did a video about procrastination, but my advice to them is take action. Take action the right way, and you're not going to regret it, especially in a country like the UAE, which is so ambitious. I wish we can have an episode just to talk about how amazing
Innovation,
the future is.
just the innovation, what's coming is incredible. Thank you, Mohanad.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Bye-bye.